Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to X Marks the Box, an Xbox podcast. My name is Patricia. I'm with my good friend Alice. How are you, Alice?
Hello, and wow, you're quite animated this time because early this morning you sound a bit tired.
I am. I'm very tired. I'm very, very, very tired. But when I'm recording, I try and be animated. No one wants to see a podcast where I'm like, "Hey guys, welcome to X Marks the Box." It's like you gotta be a bit animated, and you gotta play up a little bit for the cameras. I'm still myself, but I'm trying to be awake. Try and wake myself up, slap in the face. I'm so tired, it's ridiculous. I didn't sleep very well last night. We were both up playing Pokemon till the early hours of the morning.
Yes, we did, because both of us on like Pokemon Violet, so we just like go around as a bike gang. Because in case of people who've like followed too much Xbox, will know there's a new Pokemon games come out. It's been at the heat of controversy because it has performance issues, but it's just like, yeah, it's actually not doing too bad. But that's only because like every time I'm finished with the game, I go back to the home menu and clears the software so I can like launch it again, so I wouldn't have to deal with so many memory leak issues.
Yeah, because of the memory leak issue. Like the game's been bugging out to textures and stuff because it's loaded up too much things at once and it has a memory leak. So if you restart the game after like you've played it for like 2 or 3 hours, it usually fixes the issues. I'm not that bothered. Like I'm a Bethesda fan and I'm like a Pokemon fan, and I like if it's buggy, it's fine as long as it doesn't break the game. I play WWE games as well. They're buggy as hell. Like as long as it doesn't break the game, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think it
I've played
reminds
it for so
me.
many hours.
Yeah,
There's Sprigatito as well. But no, not Furukuko, who was my favourite, is behind my head.
yeah. There's Brigato, Fukuko, and Quaxley, and these are the starters we have.
Yeah.
But before we get to that,
Yeah.
I didn't have any game crashes touch wood, but I remember there was a game crash where when I was playing my Pokemon Sword, like I was going around and trying to find raids and stuff like that, and then doing the open world areas just like crashed. But the Pokemon Violet, it didn't crash on me, but I saw so many visual bugs because there's level of detail glitches where some of the objects take longer to pop in. There's people who've like stutter in their movements, but so many times it's just clipped through the ground and behind objects. Like there was a time where I was trying to catch that chess Pokemon, and most of the time it's just like 2 Pokemon in front of a wall, and my cameras got blocked by the rock wall.
Yeah. So hi, welcome to Xbox the Box. We should probably get into what we've been playing then straight away, because that is what we've been doing. We've both been playing Pokemon a lot. I know it's an Xbox podcast, so we're not going to talk about it too much.
No,
but we're both enjoying Pokemon, and the reason we're up both late is because we're figuring out how to breed Pokemon, because I wanted a Sprigarito and you wanted a Furucoco.
yes.
So that took us all night basically to figure out, Googled it and stuff. But it's, for some reason your cat just wouldn't lay an egg, which sounds weird to say.
Yeah, that's right, because
Your cat wouldn't lay an egg for ages. And you had to find a Ditto as well, which took you like 2 hours. I already had a Ditto. It's funny because I had a Ditto and I had a Furucoco. It literally took me like 5 seconds to do it all. I had 4 Furucocos, and it literally took me straight away. Whereas it took you hours because like you couldn't find a Ditto, and then when you found a Ditto, your cat just wouldn't lay an egg. It's like, why is it so difficult?
yeah, I mean, if I would explain, it took me a while to like find a Ditto. Like you had to go to lock on and just like have to reveal the names of these Pokemon. Like it has to show the Ditto, and you have to find it out. Then I found the Growlithe, and I haven't battled it yet, so I battled it, and then realised, oh, it's a Ditto. Ugh.
Yeah.
Then at the same time, I was like exploring cities, but then when I just found a Ditto, it's just like I must catch that. Got that as soon as I went straight to picnic, put the Ditto and the cat together, which is a spaghetti first evolution, then we're just like trying to breed the egg and waited 10 or 20 minutes and there's no eggs. So I just bought some of the ingredients, make a killer ham sandwich, and it's like, oh, I forgot to get bananas because you need bananas to have extra egg power. So yeah, you have to get cheese, apple, bananas to put into the sandwich with whipped cream, and you get extra chance to get eggs. Guess what? After about 10 or 20 minutes, I got over 6 eggs. So I got over 6 cat eggs. So I just went in, ride around the bike, hashed them all, those cat eggs, and then I got all the spaghettos. One of them is female.
Yeah. So I got Alice the Springerito, you got Potato the Firacoco. Firacoco is the fire one, which is my favourite. He's like a crocodile. We played a lot of it last night. It was a lot of fun. Ditto, like for people who don't really understand Pokemon, Ditto, it looks like copies of a Pokemon's appearance. So you were trying to find a Ditto in the wild, like because the game's a big open world game now, and they have wild Pokemon out in the wild. It looks like another Pokemon in the wild, so you don't know where Dittos are. You can't find one. You just got to find it by fluke, essentially.
Well, it's the first time. It's the first time this game, like, a Ditto disguises as another Pokemon, and just like Pokemon Go. Well, Pokemon Go, you find a Pokemon, and then it turns back into a Ditto. And Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are the first mainline games to have Dittos disguised as other Pokemon. However, it's incredibly useful. Like, ever since the second generation of Pokemon, which is Pokemon Gold and Silver, you can get a Ditto who can... Like, if you put it with a daycare center with any Pokemon, regardless of which sex they have, you always have an egg that's part of this non-Ditto Pokemon. So if you got the starter as a male and you breed with a Ditto, you get, like, another starter Pokemon. Now, in the context that picnics are the new form of daycare center, which is like a bit quicker, depends on your luck. But the interesting thing is that if you put the Ditto in your entire party, you can breed eggs of any other Pokemon with a Ditto in the party.
So basically, it becomes a Pokemon orgy, which is really kind of disturbing if you think about it too much. The fact that you haven't, it's like, oh, I got my 6 Pokemon, one of them is a Ditto. We're just gonna have a picnic together, la la la. And suddenly there's like 20 eggs in your basket. It's like, what the hell have you guys been doing?
Fucking about.
Ew. Ditto's been breeding with all your other Pokemon. It's disturbing as hell.
Well,
oh my god.
This is just like a Harlem which involves a Ditto who happens to be a horniest of all Pokemon who can just shape-shift just to gets
all of the
gets into intercourse under the table.
So creepy. So weird. Pokemon. It was a weird game. Yes, this one you could do in any order, so we've just been playing around with it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah. So
if it wasn't for Elden Ring, it'd probably be my game of the year this year. I've said that about every game. I said that about Vampire Survive. I said that about Deathloop. I said that about Grounded. But it's up there. It's been a good year for me, game-wise. I've enjoyed a lot of the stuff.
It's just the last part of the year. It's just not so Xbox-centric. But
no, it's not very Xbox-centric.
I recently done 5 gyms, beaten 4 out of 5 Titans, and did 1 Team Star, so I'm just working on it. Yeah. But last night is pretty fun because there's a feature called Surprise Trade where you can just trade any of your Pokemon from a random Pokemon from a random trainer. So just got a few good ones there. But what really cracked me up is that you got male comb bees from Surprise Trades, and you were really annoyed. Then
male comb bees.
Sorry.
Go on. I was just going to explain male comb bees to people who don't know Pokemon. So a male comb bee is a bee Pokemon. A male one can't evolve. The female ones evolve into the Vesper Queens. I think they're called Vesper Queens. Whereas comb bees are just like bees that don't evolve. And they're just useless, essentially. The male ones are useless in the game. So they basically just keep... but then I keep sending Lechonk, which is like a pig Pokemon, and I call it Bacon. Yes. So I've just been sending Bacon to people online.
Then
Just
as soon as you did
random
some,
people. So
yeah,
funny.
that's only because I mentioned surprise trades, and then you just instantly
Yeah.
went for it. But after you
Yeah,
received those
definitely.
combis, I sent over one of the useless Pokemon over, or duplicates, and then I
Yeah.
receive a food cuckoo, and then you just like got so surprised I got that from the surprise
Nice.
trades.
So basically, it's complete luck, completely random, and you just found the most generous person online who's like, I'm just gonna give away my starter, like why not? Whereas I get all the crap Pokemon. I just get all the shit Pokemon. Like, oh my god,
mind
I love
you,
Pokemon.
mind you, it's actually it's a
It's fun.
it's a Pokemon recently hatched from the egg. That's from the starter
Yeah.
Pokemon because you can easily get loads of the starter Pokemon if you spend enough time in the picnic.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's pretty quick.
I know. We're talking about Pokemon a lot, and this is an Xbox podcast, so I do apologize. But just a couple more things. If anyone has a Quaxley or a breeding Quaxley's got a couple of Quaxleys, I will. I've got a Furcoco. I can breed a Sprigatito even. I want a Quaxley because I want all three. I want the Triforce. I want all three of them. I want all three of these Pokemon, and I haven't got Quaxley yet. So if anyone's got a spare Quaxley, let me know in the comments below, and we will sort that out. Use the podcast to get myself a Pokemon. Why not? And I'll try. And also, Alice needs a Quaxley as well. So if you had two Quaxley, that would be even better. But if not, I'll breed a Quaxley and we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. We'll get Quaxleys. Quaxleys for days.
Yeah.
The Donald Duck Pokemon. So I have played my Xbox as well this week. I don't know about you. Have you played the Xbox at all?
Yeah. Well, I think it was only a few matches of Halo Infinite. They just got some
Yeah.
Cyberpunk items back on for this week, but I already bought like 3 from the shop, so what's the point? And then there's a shotgun skin, which is like black and yellow. Again, got that already. But apart from that, I'm just like playing a lot more Vampire Survivors, and I just grinded so
good.
much. Then on the
Me
last
too.
day, where I got the last few achievements where I have to reach a certain level for each of those characters and a few other bits. So I've been playing and playing for hours and hours, and tried to get all the achievements, which I managed to get. And yeah, I just got all the achievements. Once I get that
Right.
done, it's like I finished at about 5 or 6, and I haven't even took a shower yet.
So you've got 1,000. I haven't got 1,000 gamer score on there. I'll have to look at you. You'll have to give me advice on how to do that because I thought I've played a lot of Vampire Survive, but I haven't got all the achievements yet. No, you'll have to help me with that. That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's cool. That game is so good. If you haven't played it, we were saying this last week, and we were saying it should be Game of the Year, at least a Game of the Year contender. You gotta play Vampire Survive, especially if you don't have a Switch and don't have Pokemon to keep you distracted, like we do. Vampire Survive is just like, oh my god, it's like its own genre, isn't it? Really, it's just. I was trying to explain it last week. It's like a twin stick shooter where you don't aim the shots; your shots are done automatically. And you just build up powers, and you like. It's like a vampire Castlevania type game, and you just build up your powers and just keep going. And then the longer the game goes, the more and more enemies appear. So you've just got hundreds of enemies on screen, and you've got more and more powerful weapons that kill more and more enemies at quicker and quicker intervals. So it just becomes pure chaos after like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's lovely. It's amazing. It's such a good game. It's just it's just so much fun.
I just
It's
eventually
so simple, but it's so much fun.
I just
People look at it and
eventually
go,
I just eventually
Oh, sorry.
squeezed so much juice out of it, which I've been playing so much, raised all the stats because you can buy power ups to increase the powers of your character, just like in the typical mobile game. And I got to this point where it's now so easy to reach 30 minutes in any game. And when you unlock the endless or the I don't know what the other mode is, but you eventually get those modes that you just feel so overpowered that you just like go around and like kill enemies, and it just gets so boring. So I eventually got bored out once I got all the achievements.
Well, I was going to say as well, you say it's like a mobile game, but it doesn't have predatory microtransactions or anything like that.
No.
The game is completely free. There's no like, oh, pay £10, you have this powerful weapon. It's all free. So, well, the
Well,
game, it's on Game Pass, and the game itself is £3. But
yes.
I think I paid £3. I put the £3 into it because I've enjoyed it so much. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna buy it, even though it's on Game Pass. It's worth every penny. So much fun. I mean, people look at it and go, like, people, when you go, Vampire Survivors is Game of the Year, and then people Google it and they go, are you serious? Like, they think that you're joking, you think it's a meme. But no, seriously, play it. It is so much fun. Oh my god. And I'm jealous that you got a 1,000 gamer score on it. I'm going to have to...
Well,
You have to teach me your way, senpai.
it's 12.
Teach me.
It's 1,200 actually.
Wow. You have to teach me. I haven't got all the achievements yet. I've still got like loads to go. You'll have to teach me the ways.
Oh wow!
Teach me the ways of the Vampire Survive. Whoa. Teach me your ways, senpai. What was it? Wax on, wax off. Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Wax on, wax off, wax on, wax off. So yeah, Pokemon and Vampire Survivors is literally all we've been playing. I mean, Somerville came out, Pentiment came out, both of them did really well on reviews. They're both Xbox exclusives. You guys should be playing it, I should be playing it, we should be playing it, but I haven't played them. Sorry.
I haven't got around to playing that, so I
I
think
know.
chances
I'm
are
obsessed with Pokemon.
that I might be spending more time with Pokemon before I move into
Yeah.
those things. But to me,
Me too.
I really do enjoy Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Like, I was kind of
So good.
disappointed with Pokemon Sword and Shield, which turns out it's not a bad game, much better than
Nah, I
I
like
thought
Sword
it
and
would. But when I played Pokemon Scarlet, that despite the performance issues, I still really, really enjoy it.
It's amazing.
And unlike Sword and Shield, it seriously made me consider whether I should get Pokemon Scarlet, because I was literally split between Scarlet and Violet. Like,
Yeah.
I just went for Violet in the end because I was so split, and then just realised, oh damn it, I need to get Scarlet. But then,
I just literally...
yeah,
I've just picked up Scarlet and I've literally just put it in front of the camera for people to see it.
you can tell
Ooh.
you can tell that this game is definitely what got us back into Pokemon. Not gonna lie.
I mean, I love Pokemon. I've played every single Pokemon game I played. I got Diamond, Shining Diamond, and Brilliant Pearl. Or no, what? Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearls. I got them the wrong way around. I had both of those. And those games are so boring. I never even finished them. And I'll always finish Pokemon games. I always beat them. It's the only JRPG I put a load of time into. So this one, the newest one, oh, it's amazing. I would say it's one of the best Pokemon games ever made. The only issue with it is obviously how buggy it is. It is an extreme buggy mess. But if you're an Xbox fan, if you like Bethesda and stuff, you like Bethesda's buggy as well. You know, it's the same kind of thing. I haven't had a game breaking bug yet in Scarlet and in my Violet playthrough. Have you had any game breaking bugs? Because I haven't. Nothing's really got in the way of me playing. It just some of the bugs I've seen have just been more funny than anything, and they just look weird.
Yeah.
Like Pokemon will just look weird in the distance or something, or like someone in the background will be walking at 2 frames per second.
Well,
look like stop motion.
well, that's what I haven't actually experienced any, but there was a placement of the walk between. There's a small bit of ground between the walk and the cliff, and I was riding, trying to scale up a cliff, and then it's like I got stuck into the ground between the walk and the cliff, and I couldn't press any buttons. But thankfully, the game did assist this, and I just teleported out of here, so I'm all good.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. I've not had any really major bugs. Like sometimes I've had like camera like sticking in the wall or something, but there's nothing like that. It's really been that bad.
I noticed they're doing the 5th gym. I just like enter the 2 shops and like find clues, and then there's like I keep seeing a Pokeball that's lodged into the ground, and they're like, "What's this?" I can't pick up. I just couldn't get any of those items.
Oh, weird. Yeah. So yeah, basically what we've been playing this week is Pokemon and Vampire Survivors. We managed to talk about Pokemon for like 20 minutes. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to keep my Xbox head on. I'm trying not to show my Nintendo fanboy side, even though I am a totally Nintendo fanboy as well. Love my Nintendo, love my Xbox. PlayStation can kiss my ass. No, I'm joking. I like PlayStation as well. PlayStation sucks, man. I got my, here you go. I got PS5 control. PS5, chill out, guys. If you said, I haven't played my PS5 in months, though. To be fair, well, I gotta play God of War, but I'm gonna get it for Christmas, I think.
I just really love to get a. It was this red controller that looks a bit pinkish. It just reminds me of a PSP Slim, but.
Oh yes, I've seen that. It might be actually called Scarlet color. For the PS5, it looks nice. Yeah.
I just wondered if I can get that as a reduction. Ooh. Oh no, I can get that in the memo on Amazon. The
controls are not, yeah. But I was going to say, I'm going to get God of War for Christmas. Speaking of Christmas, that's going to be our topic of the show. We're talking about Christmas, our holiday wish list, or what's on sale on Black Friday, essentially. But we're not going to talk about that yet. We're talking about that later on in the show. But yeah. I love game. We're big gamers. I'm a big gamer. I like Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. But my PlayStation's collecting dust. The Xbox I play the majority of my time. But when there's a big Switch game like Pokemon, I spend a lot of time on that as well. So should we move on to the news?
Yeah, go ahead.
Woohoo! News. This is the news. Trying to come. We need jingles on this show. I know people. I think like it makes it more professional when there's jingles, but I like our kind of like pirate radio kind of like off the cuff. Where what do you kind of feel to our podcast? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you prefer us to have like proper jingles like this is the news, this is the news, or do you just prefer us just singing and making random noises whenever it's the next segment? I prefer my way of doing it.
Just go whichever.
News! Xbox news. Anyway, first news story. Call of Duty will be on PlayStation for another 10 years. And yet crying Jim Ryan, is still moaning like a little baby. It's like, what more do you want? We've offered it. When they said, when Xbox were like, you can have it for 3 years, we were like, Jim Ryan, just take the deal. And now they've offered 10 years and he's still moaning. What the hell? Like, what more do you want?
I think if we were to translate any of those like high pitched screeches from him, you can make it out to say, nope, this deal will never happen.
Well, basically, because I got a statement from Jim Ryan on my phone here. It's like, in a statement from Jim Ryan, the chief executive of Sony Entertainment said, it is not true that his company has misled regulators. Yeah, right, okay, bullshit. He goes, we've never misled regulators. And then 2 seconds later, he misleads regulators by going, Microsoft is a huge tech giant with historic dominance in the industry, and it is highly likely that choices gamers have today will disappear if this deal goes ahead. So he goes, we're not exaggerating how important Call of Duty is, but if we lose Call of Duty, we're fucked. Like, that's basically what he just said. We're not exaggerating about how big Xbox is, but Xbox is too big. It's like, what are you on about, Jim Ryan? I hate you. Oh my god, he's like, yeah, okay. So we're gonna lose choice. By losing choice, he means Xbox said they're gonna put Call of Duty on Switch, so you'll be able to play it on the Switch. They're gonna put it on cloud, so you can play it on the cloud. They're gonna put Call of Duty on probably all like PC services. It's gonna be on Game Pass, so people can have a choice between paying £70 or paying £10 a month for Game Pass. How have we got less choice? How do we have less choice if Call of Duty becomes an Xbox game? Especially when they've just given you a 10-year deal, Sony, because it's not going anywhere on your platform. They've just made a deal to you that they won't go anywhere. Why are you still moaning?
It's just...
Why are you running? Sorry, why are you moaning?
It's just really like drags on so much. Like, they just keep delaying. They just delaying the deals. The courts are just like trying to listen to Sony more, and it's just like it's just getting a bit messed up because I don't know what's going on, but apparently Microsoft has backed out from China when it comes to their deals, and it just almost seems as if it's a huge ask or a big hard question for them to buy Activision when they just could have just went ahead with it. But now it just seems like Jim Ryan says, "Oh, this is anti-consumer if they did that," and then everyone seems to buy his story, and it's just like full-on victim blaming and stuff like that. Oh my god,
it's mad. It's just basically like they think we don't want Xbox to be competitive. We want to be the dominant force in consoles. That's literally all it is. The PlayStation doesn't want competition. That's all it really is. They don't want to have to compete with Xbox. They don't want to have to compete with an Xbox that's flexing its wallet. So we got money. We could buy like a good publisher. They don't want to have to compete with that. They're like, oh no, that's too. We're going to be in too much trouble if we actually have to compete. Wow, that would be so difficult. Like, you got 10 years to build a Call of Duty competitor. I'm sure you could do it. In 10 years, who knows what... Like, Call of Duty might have completely lost all relevance in 10 years' time. Like, 10 years is a long time in entertainment.
it is a very long time.
I was thinking about this the other day as well. It's like, Switch has got Splatoon, Xbox has got Halo, so if either of them lost Call of Duty, they have shooters to compete. Whereas Sony, if they've put all their eggs into a third party, and that's their own damn mistake, they should be making a competitor for Call of Duty because everyone else has. Like, you shouldn't just be reliant on a third party like that. I don't. It's just Jim Ryan. Just give up now. We've had enough.
Well,
like, what more can you want? They've offered it for you for 10 more years here, and like it's just ridiculous.
Now, can I butt in?
So childish. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, if you say about 10 years, right? 10 years ago is where Halo 4 and Black Ops 2 was released. And about 7 years ago, you have like Halo 4 in the Master Chief Collection for the Xbox One. Halo 4 came out on the Xbox 360, which is 2 generations ago. And you have many more Call of Duty games ever since Black Ops 2. 10 years is just more than enough for PlayStation to get along without having to lose Call of Duty. And yet, it just seems as if, like, even Jim Ryan, that he doesn't really want anything taken away from him at all.
No. And also, the other thing about this deal is that they keep going on about Call of Duty. They're losing Overwatch. They're losing Diablo. They're losing World of Warcraft. It's not like this is the only big IP that Activision have. Why are they so obsessed with Call of Duty? This seems really short-sighted to me. That like, this is their only obsession. It's like they go, we got Call of Duty for 10 more years. Wrap it up, boys. Let's go. And then suddenly Overwatch 3 is like the biggest thing in the world, and like they haven't got it on their console. It's like, well done. You didn't really think that far ahead, did you? It's like. There's so many big IPs that Activision have, and they don't seem to care about the rest of them. Oh, Crash Bandicoot, nah. Tony Hawk's, nah. Spyro, nah. Overwatch, nah. Diablo, nah. It's like, whatever. Whatever. You keep those. We don't care about those. Whereas, in my opinion, like, I personally couldn't give a crap about Call of Duty. Those are the franchises I care about. If I was a PlayStation fan, I'd be more concerned that they're not bringing those games over. So, we're not like we're gonna lose Call of Duty. Whoop-de-doo. It's just play any of the Call of Duties that came out the last 9 years before that. They're all exactly the same. Like, play any Call of Duty that came out since Modern Warfare 1 or like Call of Duty 4, and they're all play and look the same anyway. All right, maybe the graphics are a bit better. Maybe they polished up the gameplay a bit more. But really, I haven't. I was like. I couldn't care less if Call of Duty Call of Duty was never on Xbox again. I couldn't care less, personally. I got Halo. I'm happy with Halo, and I've got years and years of Call of Duty backlog that I could go through and play older Call of Duties if I needed to. If I was that desperate to play a Call of Duty, there's hundreds of them. There's like 10, 15 Call of Duties that have come out over the last decade or so. Whatever. It's like, what? I'm like, what? I don't understand I know it's like the biggest media franchise, and Modern Warfare 2 sold so much money, but I don't know. I think it's over. They're obsessed with their obsession with Call of Duty is ridiculous. I feel like they've missed it a bit. Like as I said, the fact that there's Overwatch and there's Diablo and there's other things in World of Warcraft. Like World of Warcraft was absolutely huge like 10 years ago. It still is huge now, but like would you be making a fuss about World of Warcraft back in the day? I don't know. It's like it's one of those things. It's like we don't know what's going to be big in 10 years time. Like in 10 years time we could have completely different like top like top games in the industry. Like Fortnite wasn't really a thing 10 years ago, is it? And that's like massive now.
No.
That's like the biggest thing in the world. It's weird to me. I don't understand the mindset that Jim Ryan's got. And you've been moaning and crying about not getting Call of Duty. They've given you a 10-year deal. Why are you still moaning? You've got what you wanted. You're bitching and moaning and being a spoiled little brat has got your way. You've got your way because of it. Why are you still moaning? I don't understand. It's like a spoiled kid going, "I want ice cream," and then screaming until he gets ice cream, and then they're still moaning. You're like, "What do you want? What do you want?" I know what they end of the day. What we know what they want. They don't want Call of Duty going to the Game Pass, but that's like if Xbox owns Call of Duty, it's going to Game Pass. Sorry, people. I'm sorry you don't want people actually getting a good deal on their games and having to pay over the odds for their games. I'm sorry, Sony, that you're not going to rip every single customer off. You just you just have to make do with ripping off your own customer base. It's ridiculous. Anyway, but yeah, I rant over. I had to rant about that because it's getting on my nerves. This story's getting on my nerves, to be honest. Every week we're talking about Call of Duty, and it's pathetic. It's not even that good of a series, honestly.
Yo.
Overrated.
Hey, yo. While you talking about Jim Ryan, I just heard a long thunderstorm outside.
Ooh.
Don't worry, it's all connected to it's all connected, should be connected to the surge protection thing, but we could just keep on going and finish for 30 minutes before I get sapped by lightning.
Yeah, let's hope you don't get sapped by lightning. That'd be a weird way to end the series.
Yes.
This is the last ever episode of Xbox the Box because Alex got struck by lightning while recording. Oh man, see, we're missing out by not having a webcam. It would have been even better. A morbid joke. Anyway, is there anything else you wanted to talk about when it comes to this Jim Ryan thing? Because I think it's pathetic, to be honest. Honestly, is there anything you want to say or?
Nah, I think it's just how do I put it? Nah, I think it's just enough, really.
Yeah. Okay. So right. Story number 2, dose. Number 2. ZeniMax Online Studios is making a new game. It's been in development for over 4 years, 4.5 years to be precise, and they have 200 people on the team. So ZeniMax Media Online were the ones who made The Elder Scrolls Online. So the rumours are it's probably going to be an MMO or something, and it's been in development for 4.5 years. Any thoughts of that? Like, do you think it's going to be like a Fallout? I mean, we already got Fallout 76, so it would be Fallout, would it? The rumors are it's a new IP.
Yeah.
Mean, is that something you'd be interested in, like a new MMO coming to Xbox?
Well,
4.5 years. It's a long time
if you think about it, there's Elder Scrolls Online, which had a bit of a bad launch. Got better, but it's not that huge as, say, Destiny or Final Fantasy 14, for instance.
Yeah. It isn't now. And if this is a new IP, it's not even going to have the Elder Scrolls name to kind of leech off, That sounds negative, but you know what I mean. Like, because people who love Elder Scrolls probably gave Elder Scrolls Online a chance. Which I honestly, I keep looking at it and I really want to play it. I haven't got around to playing Elder Scrolls Online, but I think good things. Um, yeah, I mean, a new MMO for Xbox sounds cool. I don't know what we were expecting, though. I mean, if it's a fantasy MMO, it seems a bit weird, so I'm imagining it'll probably be something different.
Yes.
Maybe sci-fi, maybe something else. I don't know. We saw how Babylon's Fall just came out with Square Enix. That was atrocious, and that was a train wreck. That just completely already closing down within a year of launch. Um, yeah, it's been in development for 4.5 years. There's a big team working on it. So whatever this game is, it's going to be quite big, I think. Um, and this is obviously before they started production before the Xbox acquisition. So this is obviously it's just not going to be like the Halo MMO or anything like that because this is being made before Xbox owned them. So it would be some kind of Bethesda thing. It's interesting. I'm really intrigued to see what this MMO is going to be. And the fact that it's been out in development for 4.5 years means that surely we can't be far away from seeing it, right? Unless it's obviously been in like production hell. Imagine we'll probably see it this year's E3 or something. I would imagine if they are making it, like that'll be 5 years at that point. Surely then we're going to see something by that point. I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I don't really know what to say about it because as this is a new IP, we can speculate as much as we want, but we can't really. There's not much to go off apart from the fact that it's been in development for a long time, and the people who making it have made Elder Scrolls before. It's hard to speculate on this one really. Yeah, I mean, I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued to see where this goes. Are you intrigued by this one, or is that something you're looking forward to?
I'm not that totally interested by that, so
Fair enough. Will it be an Xbox exclusive MMO as well? That's the thing. Will it be on PlayStation or will it be on Xbox? Because Xbox are very confusing lately. I feel like most multiplayer games or like live service games are multi-plat. But then you do have stuff like Sea of Thieves and State of Decay and stuff, which are Xbox exclusive, and Halo, which are live services that are not on PlayStation. So, I don't know. Would this be a Xbox exclusive? That's another big question. If anyone knows any more about this game, let us know in the comments below. If you're working for Cyberpunk Online, just give me a message. I want to know. I want to know what this game is. God damn it. So let's move on to number 3 of our last of our news articles for the week. Activision Blizzard is pulling out of China. The agreement they've had with NetEase has expired, so games like World of Warcraft will no longer be available in China within the next month, which is just crazy to think that they're going to be losing such a massive user base. And if you've basically been making a character for like 10 years in China, if you're Chinese and you've been playing World of Warcraft for 10 years, your character's just going to be gone in a month and you're never going to be able to play it again. How crazy is that? Could you imagine just losing access to your game like that and then never being able to play it anymore?
yeah,
It's kind of crazy.
pretty bad.
I don't know if Xbox is going to try and reinstate this deal or if they're going to try and get someone new involved when the Activision deal goes through. Surely that's going to be a massive money loss losing China, because China is such a big country for in general. Like it's the biggest population. Like media, like basically, like most media companies and stuff now, like movies and stuff, they want to try and promote their films for China because get Chinese audience, because that's there's so much money in the Chinese audience when it comes to media and like entertainment. So losing the Chinese audience when it comes to like Warcraft and stuff is going to be crazy for them. But then also there was a lot of rules and restrictions in China when it comes to gaming. Like games consoles and stuff are very limited, and I can't remember what exactly the rules were, but it was something like you can only play an hour a week or something of gaming. Like that's like the law they put in place. It's crazy.
They also limited on the LGBT representation, and they don't even like allow any characters to dress like something that is resembles of the opposite sex, for instance. I don't know, but I think there's a lot of restrictions on representation, and
Yeah.
given the economy is like incredibly high in the moment, it does worry me because it just seems as if like it could make a huge influence that somehow, but
Yeah.
everything we worked for and tried to have a more representation, it just like it's bad because as a
Yeah.
non-binary trans woman, all this stuff is just really matters to me when you're just limited on your presence, your identity, or even your sexuality.
Yeah.
Like if there's any, I mean, the real problem is to do with politicians trying to restrict on how we like choose ourselves to identify or anything like that. Just imagine having that rights taken away. It just seems like many places in the world, it's just like working so hard to limit how we identify in this world, and yet a lot of them it feels as if the biggest problem is to do with like other countries' culture and going to culture wars when it's not really the biggest problem. Our biggest problem is
Yeah.
the cost of living. So
That's true.
you
Yeah.
could tell there's a huge divide between those.
Yeah, I mean, I never really thought of it that from that perspective. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, that does suck, and I've never really thought of it like that. But yeah, there is a lot of censorship and stuff in China as well. Like, if you play the Kingdom Hearts games in China, they actually blur out Winnie the Pooh because
Really? Is it because of a Winnie
yeah,
the Pooh joke?
yeah, because everyone says the president of China looks like Winnie the Pooh, and obviously he hasn't got a sense of humor, or he can't. He like so. Oh, I look like Winnie the Pooh, is it? All right. Well, no one will ever see Winnie the Pooh ever again. We're gonna censor Winnie the Pooh. It's like really, you're just making yourself look pathetic. To be perfectly honest.
Well, to be honest, this is just like calling
It's
Margaret
just a
Thatcher the wicked witch of the West, and then
ding
suddenly
dong, which is dead.
Wizard of Oz film is banned in the UK because of that.
That's yeah. I mean, that is kind of the same logic, isn't it? Yeah. It's like the censorship in China is kind of crazy. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know what to expect. It's weird to think that Xbox is going to be Activision and Blizzard are not going to be a part of China. Xbox has been trying so hard to get into China. I don't know. It's going to be interesting. Like Genshin Impact was such a big such a big game, and it's on PlayStation exclusively. So Xbox have been feeling kind of like they missed out there, and they want to get the next Genshin Impact on Xbox essentially. You just sent me a clip of Winnie the Pooh, so it just threw me off.
Yeah, you could try.
The
You could try playing it in a minute, see how it goes.
yeah.
Not very long.
Well, after the podcast, I will. Yeah, because Winnie the Pooh is like, yeah. So I don't know. It's a weird thing with China. I'm hoping it gets resolved. There might be like Tencent and stuff are still like massive in China and all that. So it's possible that they could be like a shell company or something that runs through Activision, so the games can still run in China. But the time's running out. They've got less than a month to get this sorted. So hopefully we'll have some positive news for you. If you're Chinese, if you're in China, somehow listening to this podcast, hello. And I'm hoping we have some good news for you in the next few weeks, where hopefully some of these games have been like reinstated or found a new publishing deal or something. I don't know. It
Yeah.
seems weird. It seems like it'd be a massive loss to lose all those customers. I think they need to get that sorted sooner rather than later. So that does it with the news. We're going to move on to our topic of the show. Merry Christmas, everybody. We are in the end of November. We're going into the holidays. Turkey Day is done. Thanksgiving is done. I think it's done anyway. We're not American, so we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Even though we have Black Friday over here, we don't celebrate Thanksgiving. It's very confusing.
I don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but many people in America do. So
Yeah.
I know there's a few other people who are like don't really celebrate it there, but then there's many other people like see it as an opportunity to connect with their families and like have a lot of food around, which is okay. That's cool. But then in the UK though, we don't like celebrate Thanksgiving. Halloween is just like not so special compared to like in America. But if you go to certain places of the UK, you still have like tons of trick and treaters. But then I think it's just when some people, especially from my parents, they just couldn't understand about Halloween or even like Black Friday. Think it's just an American thing. But guess what?
Oh yeah, I agree.
UK is like not so much about Black Friday, but they are so obsessed with Christmas. Once they go through Christmas, they have another countdown, so they can count down throughout the year for another Christmas.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you always hear it on the radio and stuff like it goes, it's only 340 days till Christmas. Like, shut up! I don't. It really winds me up when they start talking about Christmas in like June and stuff. I'm like, what are you doing? So we're in November. I think we're safe to talk about Christmas. We are a month and 2 days away from Christmas Day, so I think we're in the right place of mind here. And we basically, it's not we're like talking about how much we love Christmas and all that. We're talking about good old capitalism, money. Yeah. What can you buy? Oh, this is our holiday gift list, or Black Friday deals, or I mean, this is your idea, really, Alice. I haven't really got much notes on this one, but
give me some money.
We're both broke. This is why I'm an Xbox fan, because I got Game Pass and it saves me money.
We come here for the Friday deals.
Ooh, right. Yeah,
you're supposed to say, get out of my house.
Yeah, well. So, Black Friday deals are on. I've just bought Pokemon Scarlet, which is not an Xbox game, but I just thought I'd put that out there.
42 quid on Amazon in the moment.
£42, which is cheap as chips when it comes to a brand new Pokemon game.
It used to be like...
It's still in the plastic. Ooh.
It used to be like 50 quid at the full price. And I did stayed around, and I noticed Scarlet is like discounted even before the game's released. Then I just waited a bit more, and then found out Pokemon Scarlet is exactly 42 quid, so I went for Violet. So, and yet the games are still discounted, and you can still get them in bundles with other games for the Switch. You can even get them in the Switch OLED bundles, which contains Scarlet and an OLED model for like less. Could be as much as like 60 quid, so it's cool. But this is an Xbox podcast, so we have to talk about Xbox. Even though there's some savings on like PlayStation Plus memberships, games, and even certain controllers, like the Cosmic Red controller discounted on Argos.
So yeah, if you want a cheap PlayStation controller, there's also that option. But yeah, I was going to mention that Xbox Series S is £189, I believe, on Amazon, which is chef's kiss. Yes, buy it. Is it £189? Is that right?
Well, actually, if you wait,
I will get the prices up.
I can tell that Xbox Series S, which is not Xbox Series X, which is still at full price. You may get a discount during Black Friday, which starts on this Friday. Ooh. But Series S has already been discounted, and you can get it from the Microsoft Store for 190 quid, or you can get it with some of the bits like the England bucket hat, for instance, and a game gift card for just 200 quid. But the best savings are on Fairy.com, Amazon, and on Currys, which... I mean, I'm seeing some really good deals, but the lowest you can get is currently £190. Wow. And I think you can definitely get it on like Amazon.co.uk.
Now is the time, people. If you want to join the Xbox, if you want to join Team Xbox, you want to join the cool kids. Me and Alice, we're the cool ones. No, I'm trying to... If you want to become an Xbox owner, the Series S is a brilliant price alternative, a brilliant access point to the console. It's good for families. It's cheap. I want to buy one myself. I have the Series X, and I've seen the Series S. And it looks so pretty, but it's like I don't really have a use for it at the moment.
I
But you're
just
buying one, right?
yeah, I just recently bought that along with the HD 60S Plus, so I can set it up to like capture footage in. But it's still a cute little console to have, which I tend to use at Series X for relaxing on the game system, but I can use Series S to put early 1080p, which is like easier to capture footage from for streams and everything. Because soon I'll get faster internet, and when that happens, I may do more Twitch streaming, and I may do more faceless videos with gameplay from Game Pass games, which is, I mean, it might be a bit wasteful if you think about it, but I've already weighed down the reasons, and there's plenty of other reasons for me to buy Xbox Series S along with my Series X, which I currently have for like 2 years.
Yeah, for 190 quid, that's not bad. That's like what, 3 PlayStation games?
Well, back in
quid a piece?
Back in the past, you can get the 3DS XL for that same price, which is about like 10 years ago, some sort like that. So you couldn't get any more wrong about it. Plus,
it's cheaper than the Switch.
The caveats, right? It's cheaper than the Switch in the moment. But
wow,
what you do, the limitations is that you get half a terabyte of storage. There's no disk drive. Not that it matters as long as you have a Game Pass.
You're good.
Yeah. And for many games, you only output to about between 1080p, or you may get 1440p resolution. I don't know about it. But you do. But you do have the latest Xbox technology packed in a really small console, which I have yet to wait until I receive it. I'll let you know next week of my thoughts, but I can tell you it's like really small. If you stack like 2 Mac Minis together, both of them will be bigger than that Xbox Series S. Plus, it comes with a white Xbox controller too. But I got a wired controller for it, so it'll be good for Twitch.
So I was going to say, because you mentioned Twitch, I think that is a thing that a lot of people don't realise, is that the Series S is the best, probably streaming, best for live streaming. Like if you want to stream video games, you're not likely to have a 4K display or a 4K, or you're not likely to stream in 4K. I guess you could, but there's so much data. If you're going to stream 1080p on Twitch or YouTube, if you have a Series S, it's perfect because it streams the right resolution. You're not lowering the resolution from a higher end box. It comes out in 1080p and it's perfect. It just streams through it. I mean, that's what a lot of people use it for, is a streaming box, not to stream to stream from, not to stream to. But you suppose you could use it to stream to as well. But I mean, I'm really tempted myself to buy one, even though I have an Xbox Series X. I just don't have any. I only have one TV really, so what will be the point of me buying a second Xbox?
I tend to set up a Series S in my study, which I remember got it hooked up to my MacBook for my monitor, but I'm hoping to get a additional monitor once the rain subsides, because it's really pelting down with rain outside at the moment. But I should hopefully get that, hook up a Series X to that separate monitor, because in the moment, my MacBook Pro doesn't do multiple monitors well, but if I just found out that I got a capture card that, as long as I have another display to play games on, I can capture footage without any input lag or anything like that. So I intend to get that along with the capture USB thing and Series S. And even if I'm not capturing footage, I can still use it to watch Netflix while I work.
Yeah, and also I was going to mention as well is that my nephews are a little bit young. They're like 4 and 2. I was thinking of buying a Series S for my nephews at some point, so maybe next year I'll probably get one. You just put Minecraft on there, or get the Game Pass family plan, and then they'll have hundreds of games to play on it, and it's a good entry point for kids essentially because it's cheaper. If like, I suppose the Switch is more like kid friendly, but
Yeah.
if you want to get your if you're really into Xbox like we are, and if you have the Xbox Family Plan and you want to save some money in the long term, I think that's probably your best bet. You get
I
the Family
think,
Plan, you get Fortnite, Minecraft, and a couple of other Fall Guys,
or if your
loads of free
kids are
games.
any younger, then you would definitely get Peppa Pig and Paw Patrol on like Game
Peppa
Pass.
Pig, easy 1,000 game score as well. Peppa Pig, one of my games of the year. No, it's like number 20 on my list of games of the year. But no, Peppa Pig. Yeah, I forgot about Peppa Pig.
Now,
um, yes,
now then, for I know that there's some people from America who just like want to like talking about Series S as if like it only applies to us. Well,
yeah,
according to Eurogamer, it's discounted from $50, which is on the Microsoft Store. So I imagine this could apply to some of the stores there. So if you're looking for the Series S and you're in America, then be sure to check around the shops because it's currently discounted in the UK, so it could mean the same for you in Americas. In fact, yeah, right now they're getting some really good discounts, especially on like Apple products, which the Apple product savings are not so great. Like I'm hoping to get M on Mac iPad Pro, but I'm not seeing a lot of savings there. And same with the
yeah,
latest iPad Pros.
yeah,
But in America, the savings are better. But speaking of which, that you get savings on controllers, uh, Series S, as well as some savings on certain games. So, I mean, there's definitely quite a lot to like talk about. But saying
yeah,
this, we are hosting the UK and could potentially like apply for like I think it applies to some American listeners, and they may get discounts on the Xbox Series S, but we're just going to go through and just talk about the discounts there, and it might
yeah,
probably pop up in America. Otherwise, you'll definitely find them in the UK. It depends.
for sure. Also, I was going to mention as well, like the last couple of weeks, I've been having issues with my television. My TV just kept turning itself off, and I've managed to fix it now. But I was looking into buying a new TV. There's so many nice TVs for a reasonable price these days. There's two. I noticed there's like a Polaroid 4K TV, which was like 250 quid. But you can also get other like decent brands for about 300 for 43-inch 4K 60 frames per second TVs. You can get them around 250 quid to £300 now. The 4K displays are slowly going down in price, and especially over Black Friday. If you want to jump into the 4K revolution, uh, now is the time as well. I think they've got some great sales on 4K TVs.
I did suggest some good laptops for you because yours is struggling with the ventilation.
Yeah, I won't need to get a new laptop within the next year or so, but yeah, that's also another thing. I mean, Black Friday is good for sales when it comes to stuff like that, like technology sales, I suppose.
We're pretty spoiled
Yeah,
here for some of the stuff there, but in Americas, it's
yeah,
like some of the stuff is like cheaper and it's good. But
yeah,
to me, I had problems with my Mac Mini order and I tried to buy it refurbished and they cancelled my order and there's no more stock for that in the refurbished store. But in America, you see
that's right.
more Mac Minis on sale in the refurbished and I couldn't get
Yeah,
them and that's annoying. But Apple is hosting a shopping experience on like the 25th and it will run for 4 more days. And all they do is give out gift cards for certain products. So if you're talking about like
yeah,
some of the latest products, you may not get gift cards. But like for instance, Mac Studio, you can't get a gift card. But the Mac Mini, which I'm planning to get on Friday, you can get a £100 gift card. To be honest, it's a bit cheesy because it's just a case of Apple not really wanting to discount their products and then give out gift cards instead in the store. Plus, some of the savings are not that great. And the bigger problem is that Mac Minis, you do get them discounted, but that's only for 8 gigabytes of RAM. I plan to get a 16 gigabytes of RAM, so I have to wait until like 25th of November to buy it for the Apple Store so I can configure it to like 16 gigabytes of RAM,
Oh wow. Yeah.
and then I have to wait over the week for it. So I hope I have plenty of fun with Xbox Series S along with a capture card.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to like. So basically, next week you're gonna give us a bit of a, hopefully an Xbox Series S kind of review, because I've not owned one, but I've heard they're really good, and I really want to. I've from everything I've read up about the Series S, it looks like a nice piece of kit. So I'm really excited to hear what you got to say about that next week, for sure. Yeah. So is that are we? Is that it for the week then?
Well,
Is there anything else you want to discuss?
there are lots of savings that I need to go through, and we almost ended the podcast without mentioning them because there are
Yeah, go
plenty
ahead.
of good savings at the moment if you're an Xbox user. Same if
Yeah,
you're a
go ahead.
PlayStation or the Nintendo user. Like, if you're on the Nintendo side and you want to get the latest Pokemon, there's money off on like some of the platforms, which is okay, cool. But for Xbox, you're almost like really spoiled unless you're after the Series X, because that
Yeah.
one comes at full price. But we already discussed about Series S, which is discounted to 190, and this is a steal
Also,
because this is quite literally 25% off. So make sure that you got enough money for it if you want to join the Xbox. I got it for like
also,
live streaming too.
yeah. Also, you say the Xbox Series X is not gone down in price, but it also hasn't gone up in price. The PS5, everywhere apart from America, has gone up in price. So you still get it cheaper than buying a PS5 as well. So that is also a point to mention as well. That it might not have gone down in price, but at least it's not gone up.
Well,
Like
actually, there's a bit of a contrast here still. Like, well, even worse because you get Black Friday deals on like controllers and headphones, but
no.
when it comes to like the PlayStation 5 itself, I need to find a digital edition. But at the moment,
Yeah.
the regular PlayStation 5s, you still struggle to find stock. And even if you find it, you would be expected to pay more for it. Like,
Yeah.
there's digital editions, and some places can sell that. But if you go on Amazon and you plan to get a PlayStation 5, you'll be expected to spend for a digital edition. Well, you'd be expected to pay 670 quid. And I think that's from a third party reseller. That's for the digital edition. So it's going to be extremely difficult to like find one. Oh, wait a minute. PlayStation 5 console is. Oh, you can get it for 479 quid, but you need to get invited to buy that. But this one
Oh.
is still more expensive than the Series X, which you can
Yeah,
get
exactly.
for 450 quid. Bought mine,
I think the
and
Series
it's still.
S is the.
I still bought mine, and it still works. But for
Oh, yeah.
Series S, which basically you get less space with 1080p as a main resolution, you can get it for 190 quid, and it's definitely a huge steal.
Yeah. I mean, if you just want to play one or two games on Xbox, it's perfect.
Now,
You know, if it's like a second or third console, like if you're a PlayStation person, you mainly play PlayStation, but you listen to our podcast. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. If you're thinking about joining the Xbox team and just want to play a couple of Xbox games, like if you go, oh, I've got a PS5, I've been playing God of War, I've had fun, but I want to play Starfield next year, and I don't have a decent PC.
well,
You know what? I'll buy a Series S.
Yeah, you
I mean,
do
that's
that.
a worthwhile investment. If you want to play Starfield, or you want to play Redfall, or Forza, or if you want to wait another year or so, you want to play Fable or Perfect Dark. There's a load of really good games coming to Xbox
now
next year.
can we just?
I think it's worth investing.
Sorry,
For sure.
we have to move.
Sorry, go ahead.
We have to move on because people are dying
Yeah.
to hear the savings. So I need to go through
Okay.
them. Now,
Sure.
on Amazon and possibly on places like, I don't know if Currys do them, but I think Ferry may have them as well as with Argos, because Argos you can get 200 quid for the Series S. But yeah, actually on Argos and Amazon, you get to spend on the Xbox controllers, which are normally 55 quid. You can get them for £34.99, and that's only for black, red, blue, lime green, and I think you can get one in white.
Ooh.
Hang on a minute. Yeah, same price. What you don't get a savings on is on any of the Elite Series controllers. No, actually, you save 18 quid on the normal Series 2 controller, which is down from 160 down to 142. But
Ooh.
the special editions, like the latest blue camouflage one, they are not discounted. It's only for the common colours, which you can get for like 35 quid. So I think that is a very good deal, if you've asked me.
Yeah. I definitely consider that. I want to try and upgrade my controller at some point. I'm still on the basic controllers, so I would like to get an Elite at some point. So
Now, I haven't seen anything else. There's some good deals, and you may actually find good deals that are not related to Xbox, but may help with the Xbox. So I think you might probably look around, but I think there might be some savings on external discs which you can use for your Xbox, like a Seagate game driver Xbox with 2 terabytes. You can get 30% off, which is from 90 quid all the way down to 63 quid, and that's for the external drive. Otherwise, you can get the Seagate portable drive for just 59 quid, which is down by 21%. So
I might actually buy that. If you show me the link for that later, I might actually buy that.
it depends on which one you want, Xbox or Seagate.
So are you talking about? So you're talking about external hard drive.
Yes,
Are you talking about the expansion, or is it or one you plug in with USB?
you plug them with the USB.
I've already got a 2 terabyte there, so that's fine. Okay, that's fine. I want to try and get the little one you stick in the back. I forgot what it's called, like the expansion drive.
I'll check that for you because
they're like 200 quid still. So I'm like, they're more expensive than buying a Series S, which is ridiculous. There's a little tiny cartridge like this big.
Well, I don't know about this one because on Amazon you can get 27% off, and I don't know if that's related to Black Friday. On Amazon you can get from 250 quid down to 184 quid for the 1 terabyte expansion card. But
Still a bit much.
you still have the same the reduction there, where you get a 2 terabyte for 360 quid.
It's still a bit much, but I'll have a look into that. But yeah, no, it's interesting. Definitely worth looking into. I think it's always worth having an extra hard drive to just move stuff across anyway, even if you're not the internal, the expansion drive. Yeah, so it's worth looking into for sure.
Well,
For sure.
Well, the 512 gigabyte one, there's a 38% saving on it from 160 quid to £99.99. So, I mean, it's not a full terabyte, but it's there if you want some 50% extra for your Series S. Sorry, X, I mean.
Yeah. 100% extra for your Series S. Double. You've doubled your space there. Yeah.
You can easily misspell it and you just get a one console.
Yeah, for sure. The name is not great. I think that's the one thing Xbox is for sure is not very good at is naming their consoles. The names are a bit confusing.
You get some really good savings on some games, and that's usually on the physical, but I haven't properly looked at it because you get 12 quid for Marvel Superheroes on the Xbox One on Amazon, 15 quid for Jedi Fallen Order on disc for Xbox One, which you can get on Xbox Series X2. Demon Slayer, the Hinokami Chronicles, you can get it for 30% off at 23 quid. Sonic Frontiers, which is discounted throughout all platforms, on Xbox you can get it 36% off at 35 quid.
Wow, it's quite good. It's only just come out, Sonic.
54% off for Gotham Knights, which you can get for 30 quid, and that's for Xbox. May apply to other platforms.
Interesting.
34 quid off Plague Tale Requiem, which is a game that we're talking about, and it's like the Xbox take on Last of Us. You can get it for like
It's very
33 quid.
It's a very good game. I would highly recommend that. But or you can just get Game Pass, I suppose. But still, either way, it's a good deal.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: A Cowabunga Collection, 23 quid with a 34% reduction.
Right.
And Halo Infinite, biggest saver, is 23% off the price for the physical edition. 15 quid for Halo Infinite.
Wow, good game as well. I really enjoy Halo Infinite. That's worth every penny.
Plus it has
15 quid.
the latest DLC with it, so pretty much worth it if you've got fast internet. Now,
Yeah,
Lego
sure.
Star Wars Skywalker Saga, 20 quid on Xbox, 43% off. That's on Amazon. On Curry's, which is used to be called Curry's PC World, I seem to mainly find games, but you can get Series S on the cheap. You get Forza Horizon 5 physical for £27.99, which you save £17 on it.
That's good.
There's NBA Air 2K23 for £29, which saves you 31 quid. There's
All right, fair.
Dying Light 2, the normal edition, you can get it for £26, which saves you £24.
Ooh,
There's also big
where's that
savings.
from? Curry's.
Yeah, Curry's PC World.
I'd be wanted to play Dying Light 2. I might actually buy that. 24 quid. That's pretty good. I'd probably order that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Saints Row Day 1 edition, £25, and could be same on like Amazon or a few other places, and applies to other platforms. But Xbox you can get it for 25 quid.
Wow.
So not a lot
The
of,
new Saints Row.
not a lot of deals on Curry's, but on Ferry.com
Not bad.
you get Saints Row, Fever 23, Sonic Frontiers, NBA. Like, there's some really good savings across all the deals there, and that includes Among Us Crewmate Edition, Riders Republic for a half price, Cyberpunk 2077, you can get it for 17 quid, whereas if you get it digital on the Xbox store, you get it for £25.
It's a good deal. They fixed a lot of stuff with Cyberpunk as well. It's become super popular since the Edge Runner animes come out. So that's really interesting. That I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Most good savings is Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, £20, which is down by £40. There's also WWE 2K22 for £23, which is down by £42.
It's a good game. Good game. That's one of the best wrestling games that's been out in a while for the last couple of years. So that's worth buying for sure. For sure.
Sonic Colors Ultimate, a remaster of Sonic Colors on the Wii. On Xbox, £20, down by £15.
Okay.
Oh, and there's a slight reduction on Plague Tale, and there's half price of Forza Horizon 5, possibly as a downloadable game. Also, you get some slight reduction on Madden 23, and you could save £5 on Mega Drive Classics. But yeah, I think there's a few more games that you can check out on Ferry website, and there's a good section on it, so it's quite good.
Also, I think it's also worth mentioning, obviously, that, as you said previously, Plague Tale Requiem, Forza Horizon 5, a lot of these games are actually on Game Pass, so if you really want to save money, you might be better off just getting Game Pass and trying to save up your Microsoft points to try and like renew it as well for free. That's the cheapest way of doing it, but there's still some good deals there for sure, definitely.
Yeah, well, bear in mind that you may not get a lot of good deals on like Argos, and it might be based on your luck, but
Yeah.
you'd get Halo Infinite for 16 quid on Argos, and you get reductions there, which doesn't specify you it, but there's some like 2K22 WWE, and it just depends on your luck, because some of the games don't have any in stock, so, but you have the biggest guarantee of getting Series S and the controllers for less compared to Amazon, but you may get better deals on like Amazon.co.uk.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's worth looking into for sure. If you know, lots of good deals there for sure. You know, keep your eye out. I'm sure there'll be some good stuff for you guys. I still think,
Oh, it's just followed up to you. Anyway, on game, you may get some savings. Like you definitely get the same saving on like Xbox controllers. You may get you only get like a saving on Series S, which gives you a £10 voucher to use in game. But apart from that,
right.
you may see some rare savings there. But definitely worth having a look and see what you can save on game. But that's about it. I just went through all the savings, and I have to say, Series S is by far the best deal because you got 25% off, and controllers is definitely a good time to buy them because they're really nicely reduced. But I think the biggest winners are like Halo Infinite, Forza Horizon 5, Star Wars Skywalker Saga, and there's definitely more savings that if you do a bit of research, you can only find out.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But bear in mind, this is only the early Black Friday deals, which you can find like on different stores. But when a 25 comes rolling around, which we may not be able to comment on that like next week because it could be gone off. But there's Cyber Monday too. But you would definitely have like, say, you would definitely get loads of savings, and then you may get even more savings when you get to the weekend, to this weekend.
Alright, my dog's barking at the thunder and lightning. So no, it's annoying. Yeah, I understand. Oh God.
Anyway,
Yeah. Anyway,
so there's a big Black Friday deals sale on like, I think it's called, on the Xbox store, and you get so many huge reductions. Like Assassin's Creed, you can get the original one, £3, and that's for the digital. There's Sonic Origins, which is like half price at about £18. You can also get it on Switch Store for like £18 too, and that's how I got it. That's good. And Cyberpunk is like half price. Now, EA Sports FIFA 23, you can get the standard edition for the Xbox One at £36. You get Forza Horizon 4 and Forza Horizon 5 Premium Editions bundle, which should have all the DLC. You get it for £67.99. You get Gotham Knights for £39. Deathloop, really good game for a while. You can get it for £19.79. You also got like Overwatch 2 for £21.
yeah.
For the Watchpoint pack, you get Assassin's Creed Valhalla for £25. Dying Light 2, Stay Human, which could be the standard edition, £30. And then you have things. You have so many more games that you can definitely look through on the Xbox store. So
For sure.
So I think you would definitely get loads and loads of deals. We don't have enough time to discuss all of them, but
definitely.
I think it's worth that you would take a research and look through it. But as far as I know, Xbox Black Friday sale is more universal compared to the shops we mentioned there. But you definitely get good savings with the consoles, the controllers, and even the games on other like stores outside of Microsoft. So it's worth having them a check out of those.
I feel like the best bet for most people should be to get the Series S, get Game Pass, and maybe get a couple of vouchers so you can buy some games online as well. I think that's probably your best bet. I mean, that seems like the best value for money from what I can tell. You can get some really cheap stuff that way. It seems like a good entry point for sure. So yeah, I think we should probably wrap up the episode soon because Thunder and Lightning might knock my stuff, has knocked my microphone out already, so that he's trying to sort that out. So, you still there? You got quiet.
Oh yeah, I'm still here. I only heard one thunder and lightning there, and it's not pretty.
No, it's not good. Yeah, said to me about power surge on my laptop, so that's probably not good. Need to sort that out. But yeah, so that's our Black Friday savings. Thank you, Alice, for doing all the research on that one, because I didn't really do much research on that. I just looked at like Series S and stuff, so I appreciate your time and effort put into that for sure.
No worries. Been looking around because I've been looking around everywhere to get deals on Apple products, but it's not so great compared to the Xbox stuff. You must be backing. She must be barking mad about the deals there. Xbox deals.
Sorry. She's upset by the Thunder and Lightning.
Well,
yeah, so that's the. So yeah, I mean that. I forgot what I was gonna say now. Just drawing a blank.
well,
it's worth looking into these deals. I think it's interesting. If anyone has any good deals that they found, let us know in the comments below. I appreciate that, and let other viewers know what kind of stuff they can get for a good price. If you have any good deals, let us know in the comments below for sure. I appreciate that.
And it's not going to be long until like Friday, and that's where you get plenty more lightning deals. Ooh. You might even get some tonight.
Yeah, it seems like it. Thank you guys for watching. Is are we a good time to wrap up the episode?
Yep, do it.
Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate your time, Alice, and your effort put into that one.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for watching. So if you have any good deals or anything, let us know in the comments below. We really appreciate that. And if you have a Quaxley for me or Alice on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, please let us know.
I may already have someone to offer me a Quaxley egg, so yeah. I think I might as well get that free soon. So once we finish with the podcast and started to upload it, I'll just hook up with someone to get a Quaxley egg. So, but watch your space. It will be crackers from there.
I'm going to end the episode there because my microphone just been knocked out again, so I just fixed that. Before we knock out my microphone for a fourth time, I'm going to end the episode. Thank you guys for watching. If you let us know how you think, any discounts or anything in the comments below. And until next time, too sweet. Let us, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, and thank you for all the sandwiches.
Yeah. Thanks for everything, guys. Thanks for the sandwiches.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening. Galileo, Galileo, Galileo.
For me.
See you guys.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the X Marks the Box podcast. Follow us at X Marks Box on Twitter or X Marks the Box on YouTube. And follow us on all audio podcast services. Thanks for listening.